Rich people are always moody. The boss cold stare hit Eddie like a lightning bolt. Either cough up the cash or disappear. Just as Eddie thought about leaving, her phone buzzed. The screen flashed her ex-wife's name, and Eddie felt like she had just been zapped by lightning. On the line, her ex roared, reminding her that Wednesdays and Fridays belonged to their daughter and accusing her of never prioritizing family. Meanwhile, their daughter was waiting outside school. Eddie felt helpless, asking her ex to tell their daughter she was sorry. The call got sharper, sending Eddie's mood on a roller coaster ride as her hopes of reconciliation plummeted. Eddie's life was collapsing like a house of cards, and she wandered in despair. She felt powerless, like a lost sheep trying to reach friends for a loan. Each call rang out like a ghost, with loneliness hitting her like a cold wind. To scrape together $475, Eddie did some research and decided to try her luck. In an alley, she stumbled upon a dog trapped in a hot car. Eddie thought, if only I could stop to give it water. This little act of kindness highlighted Eddie's good heart, a stark contrast to her upcoming plan. Eddie spotted a shiny black SUV, as if it were calling her over. She crept up and, to her delight, realized it was unlocked. Excited, she hopped inside, but while searching for valuables, she found a pair of sunglasses. Just as she was about to leave, the door clicked shut behind her. Panic set in as she realized she couldn't get the door open, leaving her completely disoriented. The phone blared relentlessly, and she felt like a bee being chased away by noise. She attempted to forcibly break the car window using a tool, but it remained unsuccessful. In her desperation, she accidentally cut her arm, groaning and cringing in pain. Then, to her surprise, the phone in the car unexpectedly rang, breaking her awkwardness and despair. A teasing voice said, "Welcome, Eddie. Let's chat." The woman introduced herself, hoping to get to know Eddie better. She mentioned her car has been broken into 6 times, and guess who landed right in the crook's lap? Eddie seethed, trying to outmaneuver her, only to get a chuckle in return. "Easy now, patience is key, let's talk," she replied, making Eddie even angrier. Eddie lost it and pulled the gun, ready to do something reckless. She tried to shoot out the window, but the bullet ricocheted, hitting herself. Desperate, she shouted for help, and the passerby stopped, only to freshen her lipstick. She thought she had been saved, but it was merely an illusion, as pain made her fall down. Breathing heavily, she cursed at the passerby, while the car system remained eerily calm. Subtitles. At this moment, she realized there was bleeding inside the car, became serious, and then raised doubts. "I need an ambulance. I can hardly hold on," she pleaded. But the other person said it wasn't her fault, and Eddie felt utterly desperate. Her leg felt like it was on fire, seriously, like she was roasting. But the other lady bluntly claimed it was all a trap, and Eddie had taken the bait. Eddie was in deep turmoil, with rage boiling over inside him. Feeling that she was being teased, her steps grew heavy, as if everything was just a joke. But she definitely did not want to become someone else's punchline. At this point, the woman revealed her sinister plan, and Eddie's mind was ready to shatter. Perhaps this conversation has morphed into a psychological battle. But in the end, Eddie had to admit just how vulnerable she herself had become, especially when the other's indifference and cruelty fully came to light. "Don't worry, I've got the brand new story just for you," she mocked. In despair, Eddie threw her hands up, trying to hold on to her last shred of sanity. As night descended, Eddie's story seemed to transform into an entirely new era. Under the immense pressure of life, Eddie is confronted with challenges that could make her collapse at any moment. How will this nightmare end? Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned.